because they're not necessarily gonna take an action step unless they really feel connected.
Girl, so look, okay, I'm about to close my computer because you've taken me completely off script here.
Oh,
And it's
is
good.
there a script?
It's all good,
Oh.
not script, but you know what I mean? I'm like, there are questions I wanted to ask you. I'm like, forget those because this is where the gold is right here. Welcome to the Sold Out Sales Podcast, the podcast that will equip both the seasoned sales professional and the more reluctant seller with mindset shifts and strategies needed to succeed in a competitive marketplace. Welcome back to the Sold Out Sales Podcast. I am always delighted that you hang out with us every single week. I met someone this past week who said they've been binging the Sold Out Sales Podcast, and it makes my heart so happy. So I'm just glad to have you here. This week, you guys get such a treat. Get ready because you're going to jumpstart your business with my friend and my very first business coach. You'll hear that story in just a moment. Katrina Sawa. She is the queen of sales strategies and self-publishing success. From selling in the DMs to selling from stage, Katrina shares her proven methods to help entrepreneurs make cash fast and build a business they love. So you're going to get actionable tips and inspiration. And I cannot wait to introduce you to my friend, my first coach, and this amazing woman, Katrina. Katrina, welcome. So glad that you're here.
Hi, Tish. I'm so excited. I actually get to see you next week.
I know.
A week from now.
I know. Yeah. For those
when this airs, it's going to be.
Depending on when this airs, yeah. But definitely, we get to see each other in a week.
You live in Arizona and I live in California, so we don't get to see each other very often. So
no. Thank
when we can do in person, it's just
it's
so
amazing.
gold.
Well, I want you to, you've been helping businesses to jumpstart their businesses for over 22 years. What's one surprising thing that people should know about you that they're not going to find out about you in your bio or on your website or any places that are public?
A surprising thing. You know, they all think I work like 80 hours a week or something crazy. They think I'm working nonstop with all the things I do. Yeah. And that couldn't be farther from the truth these days. Yeah. In the beginning, and when I was single, yes, I kind of did work a lot. I probably was a workaholic, but not now. Wow. I'm a homebody. I want to be with family. So I think that's one of the things I've been trying to say. No, you can build it and you can have freedom if you do the right things.
I love it. And of course, I've had the privilege of kind of watching your evolution and seeing how you really have kind of probably getting more accomplished, but maybe taking a little bit step back and not on every stage in every room and doing all the things, but still having great success. So I'm just going to share with the audience how we connected. There's an organization called eWomen Network, which was one of my first major connections. I was a member for many, many, many years and still love them very much. But one of the things that people get as a part of their membership is, at that time, it was one coaching session. I think maybe per year.
Two.
Maybe it was two, but it was definitely,
I
think I only took advantage of one because I met you. But we get a chance to select from all of these premier success coaches is what I think they were called at that time. And something about your bio or something about you just stood out. And I reached out to you and you were my very, very first business coach. So let me ask you this. If you remember, what was your first, I'm going to tell you what my first thoughts were when I connected with you. And I'm going to tell the good, the bad, and the ugly because you were very honest. And I love that about you, very honest. But what were your first thoughts in our connection? Do you remember?
I love it. I think you had so much passion, that's what stood out. And I felt like you were more driven than a lot of people. So yeah, that was what stood out.
The thing that I think I appreciate, and I find myself, I'm driven or I'm kind of drawn to strong women who don't sugarcoat, who are willing to tell the truth, and still love you. It's not, not trying to be hurtful or anything, but I just remember my business model at the time. There were some gaps, right? There were some things that I needed to kind of figure out that I just didn't know what I didn't know. And I always appreciate the fact that instead of just kind of like, okay, you're good, you'll get through it, you'll be fine. You were just like, look, this. If you want to make money, you got to change these things. And it really made a big impact for me. So I love telling the story that I didn't even know what business coaching really was, but you kind of introduced me to that. And here we are now, 20 some years later, still doing this.
Right.
It's phenomenal to me. It's amazing.
And look at all that you built. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you.
yeah.
And I love that when I'm in a room, so I have a client who you know really well, and she'll be on the podcast in the very near future, Mel Carr, Mel C, who, I mean, she attributes so much of her success to just having connected and worked with you. And so I love being in rooms where people are like, and Katrina Sawa, and I'm like, girl, that was my first business coach. I just love it. So I'm glad to now have you here on the podcast. So tell me, what inspired you to focus on helping others to jumpstart their businesses? Like, how did your journey really kind of like shape the way that you help people to jumpstart their success?
Well, being in sales forever, since my very first job, I really learned like what it took to make the cash register sing, And when one of my very last jobs, not my last job, but my second to last job, was advertising sales for the local newspaper, back when people were reading the newspaper,
Right.
the real thing, the physical thing,
Yeah.
And I had to knock on doors and go around to businesses in my local area. This was not an international thing. This was a local, who needs to run an ad in the paper kind of thing, right?
Yes.
And some people would like literally give me their business card and say, here, run this in the paper. And I'm like, I'm not running a dang business card in the paper. Nobody cares about your logo and your fax number.
Right.
Like, stop it, people. You don't know what you're doing. And so like I had to just show them like what they needed to, they had no idea like what to put in an ad, how to promote themselves, what would make a good hook to get people to come from the paper into their store or to call them, right? So like I literally had to teach them all the things. It seemed like a lot of the other ad agents or ad representatives that were selling ads in the paper did not do that. They're just like, okay, we'll take your business card and we'll run it in the paper. And I'm like, you guys are crazy. You need to consult with these people and tell them what they need and get them the best, contract and the best ad and the best, and keep tweaking it till it works, for God's sakes. I don't know. That was the thing that made me just want to help entrepreneurs and business owners, because too many of them would go out of business because they didn't learn what it took.
That's so good, because it's so funny. This was many years ago for sure. But as you're saying this, I'm like, we still are doing that.
Still today. Yeah. Still today. People think they're just going to like hang a shingle and put a web page up, like a landing page. They're going to put a landing page up. They're going to have a Facebook account or a LinkedIn, and they're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, that blows my mind. Like, no, you need to learn a lot of things.
Right. And now look, I'm a woman of faith, and I still am like, you can't post and pray. You have got to do some work. You have got to do some background foundational work to build your business. When you see people, Katrina, who are really, really, in their heart of hearts, they have that same passion like I had, right, all those years ago. They really want to make it, and they just don't have all the tools. What's some unconventional wisdom that you might share with them to help them see where their gaps are, what they're missing, and why they're not selling, why they're not making income in their business? And like all the people that they're seeing on Instagram and TikTok, and they're like, what am I missing? What's the unconventional thing that you might share with them?
Well, they're not going deep enough, number one. They're just surface talking to people instead of really deeply uncovering concerns and challenges. And that's a skill. That's a skill. You have to hone that skill, going deep.
Can we talk more about that? Because I think that is so important. And you're so right. And I'm like, if you stay on the surface, if you want to keep them on the surface, you speak on the surface. But if you want to take them deeper and have them for years and years and have them refer business to you, what does that mean to go deeper?
It means asking the hard questions.
Yeah.
It means being uncomfortable in the
Yeah.
conversation. It means pausing and listening and being quiet while they think before they figure out their next words instead of jumping in. It's all of that.
Yeah.
It's right.
Look.
Uh,
Mm.
it's not being scared to push people's buttons. So many people are afraid to, oh, I don't want to offend anybody. No, no, no. You got to push them because they're not necessarily going to take an action step unless they really feel connected.
Girl, so look, okay, I'm about to close my computer because you've taken me completely off script here.
Oh,
And it's
is there a
good.
script?
It's all good,
Oh,
not script, but you know what I mean? I'm like, there are questions I wanted to ask you. I'm like, forget those because this is where the gold is right here.
okay.
So, what I think is so important for people to understand, and you tell me what your thoughts are about this, I think that we're so concerned about our own feelings, our own discomfort, that we're unwilling to go deeper. We're unwilling to have those deeper conversations. And just like you said, we're unwilling to shut up. Let them sit in it. Let them make a decision. Let them think about it because we want to fill the silence with we're so uncomfortable. Like, let me just talk you through it. Da, 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 instead of just shutting up and letting them go, where they need to go in their mind to make a decision. Can you tell me what that feels like for the average salesperson and how they can kind of get past that part of getting out of their own head to help their client?
Faith and confidence. It's
Mm.
faith in yourself that you're worth whatever it is you're charging. It's confidence that you know your offer, your product or service or whatever is of value and these people need it and it will help them and transform them in ways, whatever it is, whether it's a health thing, a lotion potion, a business strategy. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have full confidence. That's when you feel more comfortable and confident to be quiet and go deep
Mhm.
because you know this is what they need. If you're talking to the right person, obviously, who needs you,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And they're leaning in and they're interested, you have to go deep.
Yeah, this is so good. I firmly believe in, the audience here has heard me say this probably a dozen times at least. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So you're right. First, making sure you have your ideal client in front of you in the first place. But then we always look at all the strategies and the tactics and the tips and the tools. But the real issue is right here. It's like that confidence, that assurance, that belief that I can help you. And I'm like, I am committed to helping you. I feel like we have to be so obsessed with helping those people to transform whatever, like you said, whatever it's a skincare, healthcare, business, whatever it is that you're actually presenting to your potential client, have that level of faith. And to be honest with you, you can also share your faith with them. Right. So it's like, I got enough faith for both of us. So I'm going to sit here and
Yeah.
I'm going to let you, hear what you need to hear so that you can make a decision that will change your whole life. Right.
Yeah, I had a mentor who said that to me once. That's like, I got enough, I know I have enough belief in you that you just have to trust my belief in you. And that was one of my very first coaches and mentors also.
Wow.
And I never forgot that.
Yeah, it's important. But I think that the pitfall is when we don't have enough faith for ourselves, which means I can't share anything with you because I don't have enough for me, much less for you, right?
And then you throw in the doubt or you're prejudging if someone can afford you or pay or they don't have the money or la la la, stop it.
Yeah.
Like you don't know until you make the offer and they tell you no. Like
Yeah.
even if they tell you no, it may not mean really that they're not interested. There's so many reasons why people say no. Um, you could jump the gun and say something too soon when they haven't built the trust yet. You might not have shown them a value yet. It's just, there's so much.
There's so much. And you said your catchphrase, which I love, stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop doing that.
Stop
So
it.
beyond I love the button. Yes. Have you ever gone to a networking event or a conference and found that although you made great connections and you walked away with a stack full of business cards, you still didn't have a real plan for how to get a good return on your investment of both time and money? Well, let me tell you, having a networking and sales planner is a way for you to be more intentional about the way that you network.
Hey, I'm Susan Gladstein. I'm a functional nutrition and metabolism specialist, and I got connected with Tish because she is a rock star at systems and sales, and so I downloaded the planner to help get my brain organized as I went through a rebrand and launched a new course, and it's really helped me sort of get things out of my head and onto paper so that I can actually do follow-ups and not just rely on my brain. So far it's rocking my world and making my business systems that were non-existent actually have some sort of structure. So I love it. It's amazing. And I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed.
I've been working with sales professionals for almost 15 years. And one of the things that I find is that when they don't have a plan, they do nothing. They sit at their desk and wonder what to do. Well, with this networking and sales planner, you have profit producing activities for every single day of the week. It tells you where to go, what to say, even gives you prompts as to how to interact with people that you don't know. If you're an introvert and you feel like this isn't for you, I have already thought of you because I understand exactly how introverts think. So this gives you the tools enabling you to be armed with words, with language, so that you can make your networking more profitable.
Hey everyone, Rachel Neighbors here from solo401k.com. And I wanted to take a moment to talk about how awesome this sales networking planner is that Tish put out. So as you can see, I have it on my Remarkable. That's my sort of e-ink planner. And this sales planner has been so helpful for me. So I'm an old school pay-per-click marketer. I do Google ads, Facebook ads, and I know how to turn advertising into profit. But I didn't know how to turn network sales into profit. And when I met Tish, this woman literally wrote the book on networking called, Networking is Not a One-Night Stand. And she's put that experience and that energy and those valuable tips into this networking sales planner. And I just think that it can be so powerful for you in your business. I know it's been really helpful for me and mine. One thing that Tish told me is, Rachel, when you meet someone, put them into your planner and then follow up with them like they're a lead that you've generated on Google Ads or that you followed up with or that you've generated on Facebook. And that has been so helpful and transformative in my business. So thank you, Tish, for this awesome planner.
Maybe you don't even like networking. You say things like, networking doesn't work. Well, let me tell you, when you have a plan in place, you have some intention, and you have the tools to be able to make it work, you will see a different result. My new networking and sales planner is a game changer. It's the difference between you going to an event, wandering around and walking away without any purpose and without any new money, and walking into an event with a plan, with a purpose, and being able to convert new clients into your business. No one wants to feel inauthentic and pushy or even salesy when following up. So frequently we just don't do it at all. Well, the profitable follow-up formula, which is in the back of your networking and sales planner, will give you the tools and the language and the frequency with which you should be following up so that it feels very authentic. It feels genuine and natural both to you and to the people that you're reaching out to. Go to tishtimes.com/planner to get your digital or physical version of your planner.
Hi, my name is Cheryl James from CL James Consulting, and I just want to tell you a little bit about how awesome this networking sales planner is. I started intentionally networking at the beginning of this year, and I have been using my planner on a regular basis, not only to get inspiration, but to track the people I want to meet and the people I have met, and to make sure that I follow up with them from week to week. So if you are looking to network intentionally and hold yourself accountable, this planner is a must-have.
And once you get your planner, you'll also receive a video series that's going to teach you how to maximize your networking and how to use this planner to get the best result and best return on your investment of both time and money. If you are ready to stop wasting time with networking and turn your networking into a sales machine, then go to tishtimes.com/planner and grab your networking and sales planner. Beyond what we've discussed, what would you say is the one common thing that most entrepreneurs are focused on that's the wrong thing? So, we've heard people say make the main thing the main thing, but many entrepreneurs are making the wrong thing the main thing. How do you help, when you see that, how do you help people to focus back to where they really ought to be? What do you think the wrong thing is for the average entrepreneur? And how do you help them to pivot, to focus on the right thing?
I think they're trying to sell too fast, first of all, these days.
Yeah.
They're trying to go in and here, you've seen all the DMs. We know that. Like, here's my pitch. It's like, whoa, I don't even know where you came from. Right. And even if we do know you, it's still, unless I'm leaning in or raising my hand, you should not be pitching me. Right. So there's that. And then there's, and so it's being comfortable with having a longer sales process, which is not comfortable if you're hurting for cash flow, right? I get it. But that means you have to talk to more people. So you have more people in the flow, in the process, because most people are not talking to enough people. They're talking to 4 or 5 people and they're hoping that those people come through instead of talking to 400 people. And to try to get 40 of them that might lean in so that the 4 people will actually buy.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, first of all of you all who are listening, now you know why she's here, because we are like right there with each other.
Right there, baby.
I believe everything you said. I love it, love it, love it. I've watched you, Katrina. Of course, you have your publishing company. You've been hosting masterminds and retreats, and you speak on stages. You do all of these things, but the one thing that I've watched you do over the years is really build those deep connections, right? Those strong relationships that are lasting. Some of the same people that were in your circle when I met you many years ago are still there, right? And I just see that. So, what's the thing that you do to build that lasting impact so that people either come back or they never leave? They just stay and they bring more business to you.
Yeah, I do have a lot of people who do come back and like, okay, I'm ready for the next Jumpstart or the next level or whatever. Not as many as honestly I would like, but you have to make an effort.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I'll be honest, I was always just focused on the next thing. And the only way that I was nurturing people and their relationships is if they were on my email list or in my programs, right? And sometimes that's all the energy we have is just to maintain those relationships, honestly. And in the last year and a half, that was where I've been actually because of a lot of personal stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
So I just having to maintain the container that I can handle and the amount of people that I can handle. And, you try to do some of the little things like I have a stack of cards here, in my drawer, like greeting cards, and I'm like, okay, who can I send some cards to? Who am I going to show some love to? Who's going through a hard time? I just sent a card to an old client who is going through this problem with her brain right now, a medical thing. I have a client who is going through a divorce right now. So I'm like, you just have to pay attention, do a quick little something to keep connected.
Yeah.
And it could be a quick text, a quick email, a quick phone call, a quick voice mail inside Facebook, you can it takes seconds, but a lot of times people are not stopping to do those things. I need to stop and do more of those. I'm trying so hard. Like it's on my list of things to do.
Yeah.
It really, really is. My list of things to do is to stop and nurture and talk to people and 5 cards a week and all the things, right? So you got to make it a priority.
You have to. So only because, Katrina, you shared things publicly, I really want people to understand that you've been showing up even when things have been hard, like hard. Do you mind sharing to your comfort level what's happened over the last even couple of years that have like been literally like life shaking type of things, but you still showed up in some way, shape, or form for the people who are looking to you?
Yeah, yeah. Well, just last night, my stepdaughter went to the ER after her water polo game. So let's
Oh,
just start
wow.
there. And then here
Wow.
I am at 8 a.m., right? She got
Yeah.
out of the hospital at 1:30.
Wow.
Now, she was with her mom, not
Mhm.
me and my husband. But,
Yeah.
like, right? Like, what? I mean, it happens all the time. So, like, let's just go back. I'll go quick. April 2024, I had hives. I passed out at the doctor, cracked my head open on the cement, had a concussion for 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and vertigo, by the way.
Yeah.
Then last October, my garage caught on fire
Yeah.
and we lost the garage,
Right.
right? We got out, everything was fine, but we lost a lot of stuff. And we had to move out because they cleared out the house and cleared out the carpets. We have new carpet, yay! But we were displaced for 6.5 months in a
Yeah.
rental that was horribly not mine. Look at my background; it's
Yeah.
colorful.
Yeah.
My whole office is full color. I was in a white house. I was like, oh my god! I had the biggest depression I thought I could ever have. I was in depression. I didn't know until Christmas came around and I brought out some Christmas stuff and I'm like, oh my God,
You
I
need
need color.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was, so you don't know what you don't know until your environment is changed.
Yeah.
January, we go on vacation to Mexico, me and my husband, just by ourselves. Woohoo. And he almost collapses from a heart thing and has emergency heart surgery in Mexico, mind you,
Yeah.
which was amazing service. Came back, he had another one, and then I had my gallbladder out a week later before my live event that had 70 people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and then June rolls around and I have my ovaries taken out, and now I'm a hot flash menopause maniac right now
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, some things are going on.
You know,
And I'm still showing up. I'm still doing interviews. I'm still doing live videos. I'm still putting makeup on. I'm doing my hair and I'm still sending my emails every freaking week. And I'm still, posting and I'm still hiring team and paying my team. Income has dropped a little bit, but like nothing has changed on the surface because I got my shit together and I got my systems and I got a team and I got stuff going on and I know what I'm selling. And I took some time to, now I've changed my boundaries and my calendar's less available and life is good. Yeah, I mean, I need to build some other stuff going on, but it's been a crappy couple of years. But I didn't just sit and hide.
Yeah, that part right there, you just gave an entire masterclass on how to continue in business when things are not perfect, right? When things happen, because number one, the last thing you said was even the most important. You have team, you have systems, you showed up when you can, you created boundaries. All of those things allow us to continue to serve when things kind of fall apart, when things are not perfect, when income does drop, you have the systems in place to continue to move forward. So everyone that's listening, look, take a moment, rewind, listen to that part again, because frequently, and I've had days like that as well, because, I've had some health concerns in years past. It's like, you kind of want to go hide. You kind of want to just kind of, like, you know what, this is too much. But at the end of the day, there are people who are looking for you. People who are depending on you, people who need the words that come out of your mouth. So Katrina, look, I'm just giving you my own, congrats for just being who you are and being what the people who are looking to you really need. And I've watched you, again, been on the sidelines. I was praying while your garage was, the things that I have been privy to, it's like, just really wanting to see you win. And you were, to me, looking like a winner. You're looking like a winner right about now. So such a great example for how we ought to show up. So thank you for that. What would you say, because you have this training, I'm catching you off guard here because I don't know if you knew I was going to ask you this, but you have this training called 8 Secrets to a Consistent Money-Making Business. 8 Secrets to a Consistent Money-Making Business. So those of y'all who don't have that, go grab it on Katrina's site. But it's packed with really actionable advice. For someone who's kind of stuck in their business right now, whether it's one of those specific tips or something else, what's one secret that you feel like someone should be focusing on right now to get unstuck in their business?
Well, the 8 things are pretty much everything. So it's hard to pick just one.
Yeah.
However, you have to have that positive money mindset,
Ooh.
and that happens to be number 7.
Mm.
But it's sustain a positive money mindset
Yeah.
with swift money making decisions.
Girl.
So that means know you're worth it. Have a high-end offer, please. Okay, because you never know. If you don't have a $20,000 offer, no one's ever going to buy a $20,000 offer from you.
Yes.
Hello,
Hello.
right? Then don't judge who can pay and who can't pay. Just talk to everybody who's interested and figure out something where they can start. And then, as far as making decisions, people, I can't even tell you if I had a dollar for everybody who said, oh, well, when I start making more money, then I'll hire an assistant.
Mm.
I'd be a millionaire just from those dollars.
Yeah.
You got to do it the other way around, and you have to trust that those money making decisions. When I first hired, so I had a first mentor when I was in a job for 3 months, and she was great. But when I was out on my own, I didn't get another business coach until 3 years into my business.
Yeah.
When my friend said, you have to go to this person's event down in LA, and I'm up in Sacramento, right? And I'm like, but the airfare, but the hotel, but the cost of it. It was like you had to invest in this event. It wasn't like today where it's like, oh, just come, it's free.
Yeah.
No, it was like a $1,500 event or something like that, plus all the things.
Right.
And I'm like, but I can't afford it, right? And she's like, no, you have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. So I charged it all, right? Of course. And then you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a swift money making decision. You say, I need to go. You know what I'm doing. I'm going, and I'm going to be there. And when I got there, the gal made a $12,000 offer. And I'm like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
I don't have the money.
Yeah.
I can't even afford the payments, but I'm going to trust that it'll work itself out. I did the payment plan and then hurried up and did what she told me to do. And voila, I had the money to make the payment plan and do all the things. Within 3 months, I was just fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to make these decisions and go, or it just won't happen very fast at all.
Yeah. And I think it's so interesting that people tend to think that a sales issue or, the problem with their sales is related to, again, a strategy or this, that, the other. But you said it's a money mindset issue because if you're not making, we cannot ask people to invest in themselves through us by buying our packages, our programs, whatever,
Right.
if we're not doing it ourselves. That's a lesson I had to learn. It took me a long time, in all honesty, to get there. But everything changed, just like for you. Everything changed when and to be honest with you, I made a $30,000 investment in a coaching program that I couldn't afford, right? Same thing to you. I traveled to get to an event, signed up for it, but my income increased by 300% when I made that decision. And it's really important for us to recognize what's keeping us stuck. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you. You know what? Can I just tell you how I'm just like delighted that you're here. And I'm going to tell you right now, you will be back. We will definitely have a part 2 for sure. But thank you for not giving pat answers, like just basic, whatever. You're like giving us such gems, such important, impactful information that if people will put into practice, everything will change for them. Right? Listen, sold out sales audience. If you will listen to what Katrina is saying right now, everything can change for your business. I know for certain because all the things she's talking about, I put into practice and I see the difference in my business. So I would love if you would, Katrina, be willing to share for us what's the best way for our audience to connect with you, to learn about you, attend one of your events, or, whatever you have upcoming. Feel free to share. What do you have upcoming and how do you want people to connect with you?
I do have events every year, usually in person now. I'm kind of done with the virtual events, honestly, like you.
Yeah.
Right? Retreats and in-person workshops, that's what I want. I want people who are excited about that because it's the biggest transformation. So I have a Level Up Live event. I have She Levels Up in a group that's virtual. Um, and I have publishing options. Everybody needs a book or two or five.
Right.
I mean, so you either need to write a chapter in one or get your own book. Or I have 22 books now. Like
Whew.
it just raises that credibility and authority level in you. And it can be simple,
Yeah.
right? You just wrote a chapter in Six Figure Chicks.
I did.
I've been in Six Figure Chicks. I published the damn first book.
Yeah.
And like it was easy,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
somebody else did all the work. So many options. Jumpstartevents.net, like get you to all the things coming up,
Okay.
and then you'll find the publishing and the business stuff all in one place. But
Wonderful. Well, I cannot wait to see you again. For us, it's next week. For those who will listen to this, we'll probably be way past that. But looking forward to seeing you. I am tremendously grateful to have you in my life. If I've never said that to you before, I mean that with all my heart. You've been such a huge.
I want to hang out with you more.
Let's
I
do
want to
it.
move to Phoenix just because.
Come on, let's do it for real, for certain.
Well, California, let me tell you, is getting a little wacko.
So crazy, I know. I'll come visit you. I will not come live there.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but thanks for being in my life. Thanks for being my guest today. We will definitely have you back, and we'll figure out what we can do together in the very near future. All right. Audience, I promised you at the front of this interview that it was going to be fire, and was it not? Make sure you connect with Katrina. Go to her site, grab that free training and all the things that she has available. Buy some of her books. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And I will see you back here next week, same place, same time. Make sure you put into practice something that you learned today. See you next time. Thanks for listening to the Sold Out Sales Podcast. I would be so appreciative if you would show me and my amazing guests some love by leaving a review on your favorite podcasting platform. Also, go over to tishtimes.com/resource page and make sure you pick up your sales and networking handbook, especially for introverts. Also, I would love to continue this conversation, so make sure you connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I'll see you back here next week.